Jeff, Wednesday practice, how'd the guys move around today?
We were good. Pretty day. And kids really locked in.
Was moving up one spot in the CFP a talking point today? Is that something you guys talked about at all?
Didn't even bring it up today, honestly. Pretty focused on UAB.
We've talked a lot about pressure this week, and yesterday Zachary told us that the guys would rather have this kind of pressure than no pressure at all. Have you seen them kind of rise to the occasion or to take on this challenge?
Again, we hadn't really talked about that much either this week. They've been locked in. We've been pretty focused.
This UAB team, they're pretty good defensively. What are some of the things that they do?
They're big, they're fast, they're physical, they're more multiple than usual. They're top 25 in every category statistically in the NCAA, and just got good players that they know what they do, and they're well coached, and a lot of respect. Very physical. It'll be the best defense we played against this season.
Is this going to be the biggest challenge along the line of scrimmage in terms of line versus line?
I'd say so. They're massive up front on D-line. They're just really big and physical kids, so it'll be our biggest test, no doubt.
Jeff, going back to Greg's question about the pressure, even though you guys don't talk about it, is it a privilege to just be in this position?
We usually do talk about it. It's just this week it just hadn't come up yet, just because I don't know. I guess there's not much time to waste. These guys do a lot of stuff, and we got to be prepared. You just don't have to talk about that stuff on these weeks. Those other weeks you do, but not these kind of weeks. There's nothing to do in these kind of weeks except prepare. You don't have to worry about extra stuff in these kind of games.
If y'all do win on Saturday, it would be the first time the school won the West Division in football. What would that mean for you and the players?
Oh, that'd be something we'd probably discuss after the game. I haven't even gone there in my mind yet.
Jeff, when you look at UAB's season, the loss at home against Rice really sticks out. Is there anything that you saw on film that kind of explains what was sort of an outlier for a lot of us watching?
They had a Southern Miss game like we did as one of those outliers. You had freaky turnovers. They scored on the last play of the game to win the game. They were celebrating, and there was a holding penalty, and it got called back. It was just one of those days where the harder they tried, the more they couldn't get out of their own way. And Rice's quarterback they went to played really well, and it was just one of those days. I mean, I think in the first half UAB might have had the ball 16 plays because they either scored really fast or turned it over really quick. It was, if they played each other 100 times, I don't know that would ever happen again.
Jeff, their offense, what do they do that your defense has to prepare for this week?
They're going to run the ball. They've got a really good back in 22, and one's a great back as well. And their stuff off of it's very good. It looks just like their run. Really good tight end in 20, really good receiver in 11 and 3, and they're very well coached. They execute very well. Quarterback's just a scrappy winner, and their O-line's very mature, and they've got some good stuff in the third down package as well. They're a well-coached football team.
Jeff, when we've talked about Frank this week, you mentioned wanting to make him more comfortable and involved in the game planning this weekend. Can you elaborate kind of on what that means or how you go about that?
You just, you want to make sure he's comfortable in everything we're doing. And then that's all that is. I just want to make sure he feels good about the plan.
Does that involve simplifying in a lot of cases, or what goes into that?
Just whatever he wants it to be.
Hi, Coach.
Hi.
I wanted to ask, you mentioned yesterday that the 210 triangle of toughness is kind of part of your culture of the team. Do you think that plays a role in the players' performance or even their mindset when they're going into the games this season?
I would hope so. I mean, that's all we talk about. That's all we preach, and try to live by. And, it's our brand. And what is branding? Branding is when your image and likeness, they're a match. And that's very rare in today's society, where someone says they are something and they actually are that. It's sad, but it's true. And we're not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. We fall short of those goals at times. We have culture pillar violations all the time around here. But we hope that is true.
It's the last regular season home game this weekend. What are you hoping from the crowd?
You know, whoever's there, if they have the same energy they had Saturday, we'll be grateful. That if you watch, you know, some of you guys have posts and stuff. We look at them too. What I told my players and my coaches, you can tell a true connection from the fan base to the players. Those fans are truly cheering for those players. Like, you can tell they feel like they are a part of Roadrunner football. There was no fake fan up there. They were beating on the side of the Alamo Dome, and they had their whatever, painted faces, painted bodies, ugly pictures of me, whatever it might have been. They were into the game. That's what we felt. A true passion from a fan base that cared for their football team. And obviously we'd like to always have more, but whoever's there, man, they were awesome.
Did I see a Jeff Traylor fathead?
Well, and I think they were trying to be nice and cover my head up with a bandana. They didn't realize how big my tater head was. They're going to get like a towel instead of a bandana to cover up this big melon I got.
All right, Jeff.